Welcome. It's Friday, but I'm here after a fresh stop at a shawarma joint, one of my favorites. Man, it felt good. And so I blame Ahmed Hassan. He derailed my productivity by like 30 minutes. I was hungry too, and Dearborn's right by Allen Park. So I had to. I've been teasing it all week. Should I golf, go in the pool? I had to take advantage of it. I was hungry. And so here today to recap day 5 in pads. Got to see it. It was a rainy day. I had my first reporting botch. I don't know, but 90, 91, probably I mixed them up. But it's funny in that I'll share how it went down. Nothing serious, just a errant tweet with the focus really on Tate Ratledge. But it happens. You make a mistake, you own it, you move on. But in the end, it's funny is that you just are going so fast that you don't even realize what you're tweeting, what you're putting on your blog until you realize you look at your attendance sheet and you're like, oh, I reported on a player that wasn't there. And you guys take it seriously, which is good. Hold me accountable. But the focus of the drill, and at that point, was for Tate Ratledge. So I had a chance to really watch both offensive and defensive lines today, one-on-one drills. But first and foremost, the pads. Everybody's excited. Everybody is out there really chomping at the bit to compete. But it was a fair practice today. It was not as violent. I don't think they were going to, it's kind of funny. You're not going to throw punches in front of your teammates, friends, and family. Now, that would have been aggressive. Ahmed Hassanin goes up there and just slaps Panay Sewell as his wife and kid are sitting there. That would be ferocious. They'd be like, man, Ahmed's willing to beat up Panay with his family there? Friends and family. So there was an air of competitiveness, but nobody's going to try to hurt everybody with their friends and family there. That would be something, right? And I think maybe they were saving just a little bit for maybe tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure of the fan schedule, but it's good. So just before we get started, a lot to get to. Let me just go over real fast how I have the sheet laid out here. About 30 to 45 minutes. I want to bring you guys free. You don't have to subscribe to me other than subscribing to YouTube. You don't have to do anything extra. Don't want to harvest your email. I don't want any extra dollars. I don't want a 7-day trial and cancel on me. I just come on here and deliver what I saw. Every single day. I'm going to try to do it every single day of camp. Maybe even from Canton. Because you guys said you guys have become accustomed to it. You like it. You like the inside analysis about the Detroit Lions. Hutch dominated. We're going to talk about that. The one-on-one battles, what I saw. I have them right in my notes. One-on-ones, the ones that it stood up to me and got me excited. DJ Reader showed out, bringing the competitiveness, the stout play, bringing what he brings to the table, which is a key veteran, somebody that cares, is passionate. And then just to end, this morning we dropped Emmett, a great writer. You guys do like to discuss free agency. I'll give you my take on a free agent that came about. The Raiders are always in disarray, but is this player worth adding to the roster? We'll talk all about it. Drop your comments, questions, and we'll get after it. Thanks everybody that's here. John Hughes, always appreciate your support. So it's a fun time. Good opportunities to get out there. Place I like out there in Dearborn, Amo Sammy's. It's a good place. Good place. And if you feel like you want to drop your favorite shawarma place or favorite place in Dearborn that you like to hang out, check it out. It was all from Ahmed Hassanin's media session where we got a chance to just ask him a little bit about his, time and everything like that. But drop your questions. First and foremost, subscribe. Free insider analysis every single day. And visit the website, si.com/NFL/Lions. And at Detroit Podcast. Everything you need is on that scroll right there. And I'll tell you this, anytime that there are fans watching, we will have a live blog where if you're just not on X, you can go to the website and get periodic updates as to what's happening. And then we'll drop observations to let you guys know what we saw that was highlighted. And so that's where I want to really thank you guys for your support. Thank you for checking in all week. It makes it fun. Ask your questions, and if you leave a super chat, it gets highlighted first, and we'll make it a priority. And we'll veer in and out of user questions and what I want to accomplish today. Good practice. It's good. It's the era of, Dan Campbell speaks. And look, I guess I'll just address it this way because a user asked a question, Mark. I don't think he's played a last game as a Lion. I thought Dan Campbell was asked a fluff question about Alex. What's Dan going to say? Dan's asked, because Alex said, ask Dan and Brad. Dan Campbell's not going to stand in front of the media and be like, this is a huge distraction. I think Alex is a huge distraction to the team, and I'm greatly disappointed. He will never say that. Alex is a Dan guy. So fair question in regards to, if Alex says, ask Dan about the situation, it's fair to get the other side. But you almost know the answer. The question probably should have been asked is, do you think Alex should have spoke on it publicly? That would have elicited an interesting response. But no, he's not played his last game. I think he's either going to be told, this is the deal you get out there, or they'll work something out. Probably, I don't know if he's going to be guaranteed any money in 2026. I just think that $6 million won't be the number he plays for. Maybe it's just $9 million, you get more guaranteed dollars. You just say, this is what it is. This is your $9 million. It's yours. Take it. But that's it. Nothing beyond this year. So, real fast again, reminder, Amu Sammy's. If you want to go check out a great place in Dearborn. Great shawarmas. Extra garlic, good stuff, good food, good French fries. A lot of good places. My favorite sit-down place in Dearborn is El Amir. Man, they got good fattoush. They got good everything. But nothing beats Mama's cooking. So, Mom, if you're listening again, I didn't say that. Your cooking's the best. My takeaways in general. Again, Hutch dominated. The defensive line played well. The offensive line was okay, but they were repeatedly pressured. Lots of pressure. The one-on-one battles, I think, highlighted exactly the intensity that the Lions wanted to showcase with, running backs blocking and just getting after it in terms of just getting acclimated to blocking, tackling, getting everything in order for next week when they actually go out to the Pro Football Hall of Fame game. Kyle Allen and Hendon Hooker got a chance to see both of them. They're competing hard, making throws. Hendon Hooker had a rep where 3-step drop, boom, found his target and delivered the football crisply. Every single day doing one or two things better. No doubt about it. But the first takeaway that everybody's writing about that you have to acknowledge, Aiden Hutchinson dominated. It's 97 is back. 97 is a player that you don't have to worry about. Everybody's seen it. Now we've all seen it in pads, which means a lot. It's great to see. And so what does that mean? Great burst. And you would have known if you had followed our live blog, because again, the number one thing is if there are fans watching, we can report as it seems. We can't speculate on injuries, but if there are fans in attendance, reporters can live blog. And we will always have a story that will update every 10, 15 minutes about what we're seeing, key things. But the main source of information will always be the observations, which we type up a couple hours after practice. So Aiden had a rep where he bull rushed Panay, second move got through, and he would have had a sack. He won battle. He beat Panay in the one-on-ones too, which I'll recap exactly my notes as I took them in my phone because it was fast and furious. No doubt about it. Best around. Ahmed Hassanin was out there too. Great to see him. I will definitely talk about what I saw with Ahmed. No doubt about it. I won't forget the rookie. We had a chance to talk to him. Definitely energetic, commands a room. I'll talk about what I saw, what I like about what he brings to the table. But with Aiden Hutchinson, you got a chance to see his burst. You get a chance to see the fact that he's out there ready to work, ready to dominate, use his swim moves. Great to see the swim moves, which was a fun story. Ahmed stole the swim move. Great reporter from the ticket asked Ahmed, okay, because, there's such a level of respect from a young rookie to a vet that's super popular. And Ahmed said, oh, yeah, I watched film and I'm definitely trying to use that swim move to the point where Aiden's like, yo, bro, I'm noticing your reps. You're using my swim move. All in lighthearted fun, but they have a mutual respect. They're Aiden's willing and Marcus Davenport are willing to help each other out. So I got my first question to Aiden of the offseason in, and it was a dud. Probably a dud question on my part. But I asked Aiden, and it's raining. You're trying to maneuver your umbrella. That's me in the umbrella. If you see the videos, I'm the smart one. But you're trying to maneuver, hold your phone, and there's an umbrella. And I'm like, Aiden, with you, Marcus, and Ahmed, why are you confident in the defensive ends? And I probably should have said, why are you guys confident that you're the answer to help the defense? But you're just trying, it's, one of those last questions, and that you're trying to get it, get something relevant. So I ask it fast. That's what stinks about timed interviews is that, there's only so many reporters. So if everybody could just get one, it's in and out. But you don't get a chance when you're like, one question left. You're like, oh, shoot, I got to make this worthwhile. So his response professionally, which is now live broadcast, you can see it. He goes, why am I confident? We got Marcus, good player. Ahmed's a young player, got a good energy. So I'm confident. So in essence, he said, I'm confident because we got the guys you just listed, which, wasn't the spirit of the question. I just think that was a dodge and maybe not even worded the best question, but I tried. But number one thing that he kind of shared, which was awesome, was, okay, once the first practice OTA is getting kicked, he kind of felt a lot more comfortable. Asking questions ain't easy. I think I'm fairly good at it, but it ain't easy. Sometimes you try and there's factors that result in a good question or not. And I'm always usually at the tail end because I'm trying to think of stories and think of appropriate things that I think that they'll answer, and Aiden probably knows I'm the state guy, that I might prone to be like, so did you think that Michigan's going to face any substantial punishments? He knows that's coming. Probably not from me, but it might come. Maybe. So I got the straightforward answer. I'm confident because I'm confident. Thank you. That really helped my quote sheet there. I'm confident because I'm confident. You should be confident. But on the field, all jokes aside, it's fun to see him out there dominate and play well. It's fun to see him go out there and win. Now, you could also look at it like, Panay, you got to, hold your own here. But it's tough too because I was talking to another reporter. The first move, okay, the offensive line engaged pretty well, but these defensive linemen are relentless. They're pushing forward with power, speed, moves, and it's the second move that definitely determines a lot of these wins and losses. And a lot of these Detroit Lions defensive linemen handle business. They handle what they're supposed to handle, so I'm very proud to see that. Very proud to see Aiden Hutchinson go out there, and it's a good sign, which really can only bode well for the defensive line. It's just going to open things up for Marcus Davenport because opposing offensive linemen are going to have to just give attention. He won reps. Marcus Davenport won reps. Ahmed Hassanin, got to see him battle as well. Got to battle Giovanni Manu. Manu was okay. Was kind of directing the defensive linemen where they needed to be, but they were pushing. They were definitely pressuring all day long. So for Aiden Hutchinson, Defensive Player of the Year is on the board. It's on there. Everything is on the table for Aiden this year. MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, fat contract, it's ready to go. So hopefully he just stays healthy. DJ Reader definitely made the notes. He definitely, unfortunately, I'm not going to write and put a banner up for the player. Graham Glasgow didn't have his best day today. He was getting worked by DJ Reader, the defensive lineman. He was getting worked. And so Tate Ratledge, I thought, had more wins than losses, but others said that, the defensive line got some wins. But I can't see every single rep. But I was impressed by Tate Ratledge at guard. I felt it was natural. I felt it was pretty comfortable. Yeah, I did. I tan pretty easily. And what was nice is that you guys were asking me on X if I'm using SPF 50. Am I taking care of myself? Yes, I'm eating well, sleeping well. I feel good. I'm strong. That's why I'm here every day. And if you notice, if you say, hey, Doc, take a day off, I run the schedule. You're like, Doc, you're looking old. Let me know. I want to bring full energy every interview, every time. I was on the radio at 7 a.m. with the boys. Shout out to Crunch Time. They were on the radio. They called up the Doc at 7 a.m. I'm like, fellas, come on, man. Don't you have any sympathy for the Doc? Nice guys. I would never say no. Absolutely. I tan pretty easily. So DJ Reader, Graham Glasgow was a nice battle, but Glasgow was getting pushed back a little bit. And DJ Reader, you're going to read about, was pretty positive and had a good day. I felt like, you know what? The second year after an injury is the year you feel more confident. I think he spoke to a group of reporters today, so you'll see what he's had to say specifically. I didn't speak to him. I spoke to Ahmed Hassanin. So a player that, if he can clog the middle with Tyleik Williams, that's a good sign. The question mark is going to be, he's not really a sack master, so you're not going to get a lot of pressure. You're not going to get a whole heck of a lot of sack totals from DJ Reader. You are going to get a run stuffer, somebody that's going to clog the gaps and will help out Tyleik Williams when he returns. Hopefully he returns on Saturday. We don't know any updates yet on Tyleik. I'll admit my blunder because it segues here, which is probably, I was close. It was either 98 or 90, which most likely it was 98, but I was focused a lot on Tate Ratledge battling DJ Reader, battling the defensive lineman. And so it's one set of eyes for me. And so here's how it went down and why I botched a single tweet. Probably won't be the last, but you own it, you delete it, you move on, you say, oops. And like I said, X is on a live thing. Go to the website. That's where everything's proofread and really super accurate. X is, okay, this is where he's going to go. This is the topic that he's going to address. That's typically how it goes. I'm not going to hide it from you. It's a tease. Like, hey, and I openly teased it. Hey, if you want to see what's going on, I'm right behind Terrion. Come to the website. That's how the lights stay on in this office. And the lights are getting more expensive. So I have to always kind of, it's like the X is like, hey, I'm here. This is where you guys follow me. Come visit the website. Okay. And I hope you humbly understand that X is, if I just post something on X, it's free. There's no compensation to me or the staff or any value to do that. So it's used as a tease. Hey, come to the website. If there's always fans there will always be an article where you can just go click, follow along, refresh, and you can interact on X too. But I was looking at Tate Ratledge. I'm like, all right, these 2-3 reps. And what's going on is I'm posting to the blog, updating it, organizing it, and posting on X at the same time and watching. So I'm trying to do 3 things, and I'm trying to hold an umbrella if it's raining, and others didn't. I'm a nice guy, so I'm helping the interns too, helping a friend of at the radio station. You know, I was nice. I'm a nice guy. I don't just hold the umbrella like this, and I try to help out for those that didn't have an umbrella. So I'm trying to do 3 things at once with one set of eyes. So again, that's why another set of eyes, if the Lions would have granted it, which I asked for, would have been helpful. But it's okay. You guys are forgiving. And I'm honest. I'm not going to hide it here. I'm a public figure. So I'm looking at 69 at right guard. And I'm like, bro, this guy looks good. I'm taking my notes, moving well, powerful, pushing forward. All right, he's looking good. I'm like, this is natural. Yeah, he looks all right. Gets to where he needs to go at his spot, is ahead of the curve, is gets into the next level pretty good. And I'm like, all right, I like what I'm seeing. And then was this one rep he was blocking. And early on, there was just a lot of run plays. It was a lot of blocking and blocking schemes and getting the running backs help and a lot of runs in the early team periods. A lot. I think every there was not a pass play in the early team periods. And so I'm looking at 69, and I could have sworn it was 91. But again, the first thing I do is take attendance. So I have an attendance sheet, and it's all filled out. So if I looked at the attendance sheet, it would have said 91 wasn't there because I didn't circle it. I have it. 91 is not circled. But I'm not looking at like, oh, 91's gone. It's just an official sheet. I go, okay, 91's not here or here. You circle it or you don't. And then I go back after and I look through and I go, oh, Tyleik wasn't here today. And then I do the story. But it didn't hit my mind because you're going a million miles an hour. So I have this sheet in my pocket and I'm doing all the writing. And I'm like, I could have swore. I'm like, oh, 69 just buried 91 into the ground. And he was pushing him and tackling him. And he was the leader. He was winning. And so I just tweeted out real fast, oh, man. And so the emphasis was 69. Usually I would say if you guys are now that are in here, if you read a tweet, the number first that I post is the one I'm looking at. And the person after, you're just trying to find it because then it all clogs in the middle and everybody's on top of each other. And you're trying to look through like, what's going on here? And there's 40 people and there's like 50 cameramen going in front of you. So there's a lot of distractions. And there's 2-3 people behind me going, Doc, nice to see you. And I'm like, yeah, nice to see you too. So there's a lot going on, but I swore it was 91. I just wrote it down. Boom. Wrote it in the blog. And then Christian edited. He's like, we're going to take that out. People are saying he's not there. I'm like, oh, okay. Sorry. But it probably was either 90 or 98. I could have swore it was 91, but I could have swore it was 91. I would have swore. I'm like, he was, or, you know what happens psychologically is you want it to be 91. Yeah, he's whooping on the rookie. Yeah. So your mind plays tricks on you. So it's one set of eyes, and I wear glasses. This is how I normally look in my day to day. If you see me out there, that's how I look. You'll see me out there, say hi, what up, Doc? That's how I look. And so it's not great that your vision is not perfect and you're old, but I made a mistake, humbly admit it. You start to see, the other reporter is saying he's not there. So Tate Ratledge did not block Tyreek Williams. That did not happen. He blocked somebody, and it looked good. I could have swore it was Reader, but it looked the same. So most likely, I swear it was a 1. I don't know how I make that an 8. Might not even, who knows? Could have been 66 for all I know. But that's what my vision wanted to see. That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say 60, 69, beat up on 91. But always my first tweet will be the player that's focused on first. And then it's a bunch of who was it covering? You're trying to write as much information as possible. And then it's getting wet. So you're like, was that 98? And then my handwriting is atrocious. I got the true doctor's writing. I'm like, what the F am I writing here? This is not even legible for anybody. So again, apologies for that. Oh, yeah. What are you going to do? If people say he's not there, you can't report a tweet that 69 tackled 91. He's not there. So, but luckily the tweet, I didn't publish that. I didn't put that in an article or anything like that. I had it. I think Tate Ratledge was dominant. So that's what's going on. There's a lot of things going on. So be forgiving to the doc, the good old doc. I'm trying my best. But thank you. The 3-4 people that I shook hands today with, it was very nice to meet some of you there. And when the fans come out there, if you're on the sideline there, you see me, I'll definitely shake your hand. 69 had up and down day. There were reps he lost. There were reps where Reader was getting into it. He took down both Glasgow and Ratledge. He was, like I said, key. DJ Reader. That's why I put him as a banner. The offensive line, I probably should give him a banner. It's definitely worthy of it. I got to give him props because he definitely was a player that stood out. And I think you guys will like it because you don't have to worry. I promise. He's a guy that's ready. So he's here. He's ready to go. Spelled it right. Mahogany. He's ready. He played great today. Made my, usually after practice, I'll give out a list of those that impress me. Right. And basically it's just a recital of how many times I'm writing your number. If it's like 3 or 4 or more times, if I'm noticing what's up, you're going to make my list. But of course, Aiden's expected to dominate. I'm not going to probably be like, here's what didn't, unless it's probably positional unit or something like that. I won't highlight things that stink. I'll just put it into the observation story. Good questions. Davenport looked good. Opposite of Aiden. He's working every day. Does his thing. Battling. Doing his thing and making it competitive every single day. It's just amazing to see. It's amazing when you have opportunities to get out there. Skipper, he's professional. He wins some, lose some. He's always kind of around even. It's training camp. He's doing his thing. He's just a physical presence. Big physical presence. But Mahogany wins a lot of pluses. And he wins battles. He won in his one-on-one battles. He's out there competing. He's naturally a left guard. So don't maneuver him around. He's your left guard of the future. Pencil him in for the next decade. He's the guy. He's the guy that's going to be dominant, aggressive, confident. You don't have to worry about him. Yeah, that's probably the most pragmatic way to look at it, Mike. But it's just one of those deals where fans are passionate because there's an investment. They hope that the team would have invested in somebody else. That's all. It's really not. We don't like you, Marcus Davenport. It's we probably know that there's some all pros out there that the Lions should have targeted. But Marcus Davenport can be the affordable option if he stays healthy. Absolutely. Mahogany, put it in your book. One of the early signs of camp. He's ready. He competes. He's doing a lot of different things to help the Detroit Lions win. It's good to see. It's good to see. And today, Chris Smith got a lot of reps. I think he looks good. Pat O'Connor, a lot of reps. You'll read about him. He's a player that Pat O'Connor, Chris Smith, the Young Cats, Keith Cooper, they're doing their thing. And it's fun to see. Now, here's the part that is really tough. This is where it gets complicated for a single reporter. Where to stand on the field. And you'll see me, because here's the issue that I would have. You can either stand in the end zone. I have a long leeway to behind the end zones or on the sidelines. Well, if there's drills where the players are standing in front of you, you can't see squat, and it's one-on-one battles. I'm like, shh, S-H-I-T, shit, Oh, no, you can't stay. And then so what we did was we stood to the right so we could see. So naturally what happens? What do you think happens? PR's like, sorry, guys, you're at the perfect vantage point. Can you go back down to the other side where you're supposed to be? Understood. So I had to go run all the way around to the other goalpost to see, because there were one-on-ones happening with Goff and Amon-Ra and Terrion Arnold, and there were one-on-ones happening on the left field, and then the defensive linemen were battling on the tackling drill was happening right in front of me. So I'm like, all right, I'm like this. All right. And so I'm just going to read you, because I took up my notes on my phone. There's no other fast way I was doing it. And it was fun. I took some screenshots of my notes here. And so first and foremost, early on, it was fun. The first couple reps I saw with Goff in the offense, the defensive backs were winning. Terrion and Reed handling business on Amon-Ra and Jamo. So they were competing hard. DJ Reed and Terrion, calm down. No worries about Terrion. He's perfect. I was right behind him. All the drills individually, moving great. I don't even know why you would say they would call it a calf strain. I mean, evaluated for a calf strain. So luckily, he's all clear. He was good. He looked good today. Terrion was fine. Good to see. Thank you so much, Mark. That is super kind. $20 super chat for the shawarma. I was just wondering if BM turned into a monster with the pads on. It's probably hard keeping up with 2 and 3 teams. No, I watched. Absolutely. What's the BM movement looking like? Third team. Got to compete. Not to the point where it's relevant just yet. First day of pads on the third team, battling, but doesn't have the forceful push yet to outlast the third team center. Nice is doing a good job. The guards are doing a good job. He's big, he's strong, but again, probably a run stuffer. Not seeing the monster yet out of Broderick Martin. The coaching staff wants to see consistency. I hope it works out, but right now he's not somebody that's jumped Pat O'Connor or Roy Lopez or anybody. Third team doing his work. Coming second day after a foot situation, he's got to get after it. And so I hope as each day passes, there's a chance. It is hard, but I think I'm doing okay, because you do get to ask questions of the team and things like that. Thank you, Mark. Humbly accepting your chat and your stickers. Thank you, guys. That's too kind. That means a lot to me. That's humbling. So you're watching both and you're going back and forth and you're like, all right, this is good. And so when they were going down, it was fun. But earlier, before the duel stuff was going on, there was just a single, I find my way because I'm a smaller guy. I can maneuver. I find my way. So don't worry. I'll try my best. And then if I don't, I'll ask. But when it first started, the very first competition, all right, started off with a bang. Started off with the main event. All right. And it was Jamo versus Terrion. And so that was as I was running from the side to right behind the end zone. And I'm like, oh, this is a good spot. Jamo juked out Terrion and let it be known. So today was Jamo throw the ball in the air, celebrate day. It was every play, ball in the air. Jamo's like, I'm celebrating every play. 3-yard gain, ball in the air. It was to the point, I think we were all starting, like, trying to be professional, but it was like, Jamo 4-yard out, boom, ball in the air. Yeah, he was into it. But I think, it'd be like every take, every banner, it'd be like going like this. Yeah, I changed the banner. Booyah, Doc. Yeah, I changed it back again. Yeah, I had 2 minutes. I didn't mess up. Ball in the air. It was weird. Like, we got it. Good play. Ball in the air. Hey, 40 seconds. I didn't mess up. Ball in the air. So Jamo won. Congrats to you, number one. He won. It was fun to watch. He won. Oh man. I love it. I mean, yeah, but like you got to save it. Like if you do it all the time, it's the law of diminishing return. You know, what's the game? How high can you throw the ball? Poor equipment guys, after every time, oh, Jamo got the ball. There's the ball in the air. But the good thing about the one-on-one battles, guys, is those that lost tried to come back the next round and won, and they tended to do that. So it was fun. The next big battle, that's the main event. There's a lot of battles. And if you're one of those people that wants to know every single one, I can't get to them all. But the highlights, the big ones, want to share with you. Because, there's going to be guys, on the third string battling, and there's so many reps and just one set eyes. But I took a lot of notes. So I'm going to try to read them all. And it'll spark my, right here on the phone. See, these are all the plays, boom, that I take and text myself. The next one, 5 and 46. My goodness, 5 put a move on 46. Woo! And so it's one of those drills where the defender has to come in and the offensive talent has a couple chances to make a move. So David did his move. Boop, boop. 46 out of the way. Handle business. But don't let that deter Mr. Jack Campbell. Oh, he came back. I tweeted that one. Whoo! He came back with a vengeance, which I like. The key players that lost, they won. They came back and won. 55, Derek Barnes was up next, got 89. He brought him down. Good rep. 15, did his job. 42, got the first claps of the day. Used a spin move to evade 43. So again, I write the numbers down. That's all I can see. So if you want, write these 42, spin move to evade 43. You can always go back and rewind and have fun with this podcast. So 42 did a spin move to evade 43, which was awesome. Then it was a chance to recap. Jamo and Terrion, round 2. This time, no. Terrion anchored. Jamo tried to move. Boom, wrapped him up. Jamo's helmet flies off. Oh, and Terrion let him know about it too. Terrion let him know. So they evened out their reps. The highlight that everybody wanted to see was Maurice Norris against Tesla. 26 tried. Now imagine, 26 is a shorter statured defensive back. Maurice Norris, the safety. Norris versus Tesla. What do you think happened? Maurice Norris tried. Boom. Tesla shed him like a bad habit. Great win for 18. Tesla. If I get your number and your name, you're a VIP. My notes were 26 tried, in quotes, to bring down 18. No chance. Tesla kept him moving. Next text to myself was, whoa, he blew past him with power. It was like he tried and then it was just boom, right through. So it was a great rep. Great rep. Absolutely, Mike. All right. Then we get to the rep that brought everybody's hype, brought everybody to their attention. David tried it again. Jack stood his ground and ferociously brought down David Montgomery like a pro linebacker. He didn't get juked out twice. He stood his ground and no momentum carried him. He stopped, planted, and got to David Montgomery. So they split and battled, but it was great. It was great to see them battle and be gritty. 46-5. It was great to see Jamo. Great to see The running backs blocking, trying their best in the practice. Blocking's key. Tashard Choice is going to get these boys coached up. David and Jahmyr Gibbs will block. Did they win all their reps? No, but they will block. They will compete. It was nice to see. Very nice to see. And then the next set was when the running backs had to take on the approach of the oncoming defender. Fun for David Montgomery trying to block Jack Campbell. So the reps were fun. The battles were fun. Penei Sewell didn't have his best days in the one-on-ones. Aiden won. DJ Reader won his reps quite a bit. I got his number down. So the battles are fun. Again, what they do is they typically just have tackling drills where the offensive player has a chance to maneuver and get after it. And then they switch sides or rerun the rep again. So it's competitive. It's fun. But again, in front of friends and family, I don't think there was going to be any dressing down because everybody was watching. So it was fun to see. It was fun. It was good, competitive, but safe. Nothing too crazy in regards to the one-on-one battles. Let me briefly here review my notes here on the computer. If anything else, Amik Robertson held his own. Now, in a one-on-one special teams drill, Amik struggled there as a gunner one-on-one. It didn't look too good. But in the early portion of the drills, right there, MVP, Grant Stewart, man. Grant Stewart in special teams drills, he's just, again, every single day, competes super hard, is somebody that is worthy of the attention that he gets. Dominic Lovett works hard on special teams, tries to win as much as humanly possible, tries hard, does the job effectively and repeatedly to the best of his ability. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the special teams prowess of Dominic Lovett. That will keep him probably as the guy that makes the team. His special teams prowess every single day, the drills that he runs, the effort that he does, and he's getting reps, getting opportunities. And the one-on-one battles are fun. And so as the fans get out there, if you get a chance to watch Aiden v. Penei, must see. DJ Reader gets after it. So it'll be fun as camp progresses to monitor those battles. They're fun. They're fun to check out. Yeah. One more topic after this one. I'm just going through to see the last couple observations here that I wrote as well. The running backs definitely showing off their blocking skills. Mahogany impressed. Yeah. So the rep where Amik Robertson, the quick hitter here I wrote on SI, on lines on SI, is rookie Dominic Lovett had a nice rep against vet Amik Robertson, shaking him to get open and make a catch. Kyle Allen was the second team quarterback again today. Hendon Hooker, I thought both had decent days. Able to get after it. Giovanni Manu, for those that are asking, he was a second team left tackle. Jamarco Jones is on the right. Michael Neese was the second team center. And Kingsley Egwakun took a lot of reps at guard on Friday. And so a lot of positivity going into the weekend. I'm kind of curious as to how it's going to shake out over the weekend. Like, I kind of feel like Saturday might be light in front of the fans because it's ahead of a day off, and then you want to maybe go hard on Monday and then tone it down before the game. Or they go all out and tone it down next week. So I'm fascinated to see how it plays out. It's going to be hard to figure out the intensity level. Fans are going to be there, I believe, again. Welcome weekend. I don't know if Saturday is the one with just season ticket members, but there'll be people in attendance so you can follow along live. And then I'll be back on Saturday afternoon as well. Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I do global assessments. And again, I just feel like you ride the offense all the way to the playoffs, and you hope the defense grows and helps you make plays when it's crunch time. That's the best way to surmise this team. Absolutely, Brian. Great question, William. If I would have mentioned Rakestraw, it would have been another problem, another botch. I admitted and reported a botch earlier in the show. Can't talk about Rakestraw because he's not there. He was there today in spirit. He was there dressed in civvies, not on the field. Yesterday, he was doing more work on the field, testing out stuff, but he was in civilian clothes today. I saw him physically, but not on the field. So I can't talk about him. It stinks, right? It stinks that he got hurt. Chest contusion. Hasn't been back competing. Alex was there. He was physically there. Another player, Taylor Decker, has been physically present, just not on the field. But the big names, Derek Barnes and Terrion Arnold, were there today. Tyleek wasn't. We don't know why yet. Hopefully it's just a small situation, a little nick, a situation in which he gets an opportunity to have a day off and get after it. So those are the big things that occurred today. Again, let me browse these notes real fast, and I'll bring anything else that was pressing. Oh, always. Another player that's had a great camp. Terrion and Brian Branch have had great camps. They just are always there. Early on, I was like, oh, I put down 32. He was definitely in the mix there. He just loves the contact. He loves the physicality. You can tell he loves being out there playing football. Not to scare anyone, but a colleague took a note here, and when I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, I saw the same thing. But my note was just primitive. It was 31 question mark. At the end of practice, Kirby Joseph was not dinged up, I would say, but I just think that he was, getting checked on by a trainer. I didn't see exactly what happened. The first team defense didn't come back on the field afterwards, but he didn't leave the field. I don't know if he would have finished practice, but something to monitor. Kirby Joseph, how he looks on Saturday. Again, it's physical. There's a lot of contact. First time out there. These are big boys out there. Big boys, Jamo. And Tim Patrick was not out there as well, doing work on the side with people, with the trainers. He was not out there competing today. So it's something to watch. I don't think it's anything serious, but it looked like he was getting checked out by the medical staff at the end of practice, but we didn't see the defense the rest of the day. Just some minor notes here. I took Zach Cunningham, definitely made the notes list. A lot of contributions. I think the veteran has a chance to make the team or play a lot in the preseason if Alex's hamstring is an issue. The player that might get some run is Zach Cunningham, a name to watch. So those are the highlights. I think I brought the big stuff to everybody. So that's awesome. Great question. Doing great. Pro. I think he's doing a great job. Very impressed with what Amik Robertson's doing. How do you know I'm wearing them? It's 2 days in a row. I might draw a segment of the fan base that I'm not intending to. But I'm humble. I rate myself like a 4. So you don't want to see none of that. But if you do, let's say, for a $100 super chat, would I show you what pants am I wearing? No, but I appreciate the attempt. Oh, got to put the football back on the ground. That wasn't the banner I wanted to get to. Fumble on the play. Can't throw the football in the air. Can't throw the podcast mic up in the air for that one. Dang it. But you guys know I boast enough. Jamo boasts more than the doc. That's something. Let's see. That'll be just a little secret. If someone tweets about, we'll have a little fun. If you see a Jamo highlight for fun, for giggles, if you see it on X, just post, man, Jamo boasts more than Doc. And we'll all have a little fun if one of you post that on there. Our little community here spreading out on X. Just little mentions from the podcast here across the internet. They'll be like, why are people mentioning Doc for some reason? Jamo boasts more than Doc. Hey, microphone up in the air. Good comment. Hey, all right. One last opinion here. I'm gonna give you my opinion because I love, and I was always set the table. People always go, why do you put that nonsense about interactions or transactions that are never going to happen? Because guys, you guys read them a lot. It's debatable. So my job is simple: to produce content and talk about stuff that people would want to talk about. That's it. That's my job. Is I have to talk about transactions. That's why the Jamar Jefferson story came out, was very nicely received. You guys really receive a lot of things, but the one stuff that you guys like to talk about and debate is, should we add former players? But Christian Wilkins is not the guy. Now, Emmett did a great job, and what we try to do is we try to bring both sides. So and also too, within the parameters, there are rules of headlines. Like, I can't write a 100 word headline. My headline can't be, should the Detroit Lions sign Christian Wilkins and why maybe it's the worst decision that could happen to the team? It would look like this on the internet. It would get cut off. The internet wouldn't like it. And my editors, Christian and Vito, would not like that. They'd be like, Doc, we have rules of engagement here. There are rules. So we try to be succinct. And so that's also too maybe a little insider information, but we are not trying to do clickbait headlines. We are within we have a character limit, like 65. And now we're trying to go shorter. Like, I would love to write, like you guys see some of the other bloggers, they don't care. And like Barstool and A to Z, they'll be like, Aiden Hutchinson decides that today's the best day to perform, and this is why I think he's going to be the best player in the world. And I'm like, what? I mean, I don't even like a headline like that. But within our company, and we want to optimize mobile, short and sweet. Aiden dominated. Aiden did well. So we tried to add a little bit of a tease. And and truly, I joke around with people. We have an audience. So I truly don't believe that truly clickbait means, hey, this, and it's something unrelated to the headline. It's supposed to be a little bit spicy to entice a reader to, hey, check it out. And so it's not really clickbait. It's just spicy. And yeah, I do it. It's just what you got to do, because it produces the results that allow me to come on here every single day and broadcast. So I please truly hope that you don't believe that I do clickbait. That's lying to the audience. And you can't stay with your company for 10 years and podcast for 15 years, develop a trusted audience if people think you're lying to them. So I'm never lie. If you ask, why'd you write this headline? Those are probably the reasons. I want it to be short. I want it to fit on a screen, and I want it to be appealing to me and keep Vito and Christian off my butt. Because they'll be like, Doc, you're violating the rules. Nobody's going to see it if you write 50,000 word headlines. So the headline probably would look like that. Should Lions sign former Raiders DT? And then so you don't put the name, because it gives a little bit of the outside reader a chance. Oh, who's Raiders? Oh, who? So please, again, and I'm humbly open to share with you how I do the job. I'm not trying to hide anything. That's the one thing that truly sends me off into a tangent, is I'm not a clickbait artist. I joke. I'm like, oh, should I give the clicks back? I'm not a clickbait artist. I just write spicy headlines to entice a reader to come check us out. And so far, so good. But my opinion is no. No, absolutely. I agree with William. Absolutely not. Too expensive. And I think if the truth of the matter is, now you have to investigate. I can't humbly say I'm into the Christian Wilkins story, but if he hurt his foot and didn't rehab it, and he comes back and is somebody that is not a hustler, it's not a Dan Campbell guy, and he's probably going to want $10 million or more. And of course, see, that's also the reason why too. Some people like some spice. Some people like it mild. That's boring. I'm not. And there you go. It's not, and also too, I've been taught as well. I'm open-minded to listen to 20 editors. And exactly, I can write a headline. That's part of my job, or suggest. And I have a team. Me, Christian, and Vito are the trio that put this stuff together on every story. So thank you. And thank you for acknowledging the truth, because I think it's lazy to call somebody clickbait. It's just stupid, because that's the hot word to use. It's not true. I've never lied to the audience. Click, and just really in the end, don't read the headline. Just, you see something posted by Doc, read the tweet a little bit and go in there and peek. You'll like it. I think you'll like it. Honestly, is what I think. Exactly. So Christian Wilkins, not. But see, here's the thing. My final statement is no. I will, Stephen O. That'll probably be my wrap up. Christian Wilkins probably doesn't feel like he's a guy that would appeal to the physical, intense, go all out every rep kind of style. It would be go all out 2-3 reps and I'm going to be pulled out. My hamstring's tight. I don't feel like it. So I know, but I love the idea of the debate of, okay, you need someone in that mold of a big bodied, but you have that maybe. You know, you got DJ Reader, you got Pat O'Connor, you got Roy Lopez, competitive. Now, hopefully he gets back. Always a chance. DM me. Of course. Invite me. DM. Best way to do it at Detroit Podcast on X, right there. At Detroit Podcast on X. It's how the best way to get a hold of me, or a comment here on Facebook. I'll see it. But am I wrong? Do you guys think that Wilkins would add something? Big body. And you guys are funny. That's why I love you guys. Brad loves those injured guys. You guys are posting it. Oh, he had a foot injury? Ding, 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 ding. Oh, that's a good take. Boom, microphone in the air. Does that mean Brad Holmes likes him? Maybe. He's going to take some calls. But make sure you pay attention to that Central Michigan running back. Maybe he'll, because of Aki. I don't know about Kaiser White. I don't think that would be a signing. Unless that might be a signal that Alex is like, nah, man, we're standing still here. Zach Cunningham's keeping Kaiser White out of the equation, in my opinion. The Central Michigan running back, listen, if you know I'm a state guy, I am not a fan of Central Michigan. So keep him off the roster. He went to a defunct school. I think everybody can put 2 and 2 together why I'm not a fan of Central and why Christian hates my guts, because every time anybody brings up the Chippewas, I just make fun of them. They're irrelevant. They have terrible programs. Great, they're a party school, but they just are Michigan State wannabes. Chippewas. Be accountable for the shit that you pulled. The Chippewas. I looked at that, and the first thing I thought was Central Michigan running back. I'm biased, though. I hate Central. And everybody that went there. Except for Terry. T-Foss is the man. And then, of course, some guys in the media, they're great guys. I'm just kidding around. And Christian. And, you know, they produce some good content over there. Some good journalisms at Central. The journalisms where you take 4 years to investigate some nonsense that you pulled. Good journalisms, and nobody finds out about it. Good program you got over there, Central. I think they're most famous for a defunct photo of their coach with a shark. Might be the only thing I know about Central. But I'm biased. So no on the former Raiders defensive tackle. See, I said 45 minutes. I went almost an hour. And as we were talking, my wife's like, when you coming home? I'm like, okay, soon. We got a couple more things coming today at Lions on SI. And again, please leave me a review. It's the first 5 days. It's like training camp for me. We're bringing you content, opinions, podcasts every single day. It seems like you guys have been liking it. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. All right, tell the truth. Well, what do you want to know the truth on? The truth of the matter is, I don't see a step back in the manner of like 9-8. I see realistically, which I've said is, truth of the matter is offense should be great. I believe Jared Goff, the offense should not dip too much. There's too much talent. Amon-Ra, Jamo, all getting better. Sam Laporta, David Montgomery, and Jahmyr Gibbs. That's a fearsome fivesome. And then you add to Tim Patrick in the mix. It's pretty good. So I do think they're going to, win 10, 11 games. And the best way to look at it is be humbly honest. Play every game like it's the last game of your life at home. Go 7-8-0 at home and go 3-5 on the road. That's all you got to do. You don't have to be road warriors this year. If they really look at it, you just need a handful of wins, 4-5, 3-5 on the road. Whatever the 8-9 game mix is. If it's 9 games on the road this year, it's not coming to. It feels like it's this year's the 9 games on the road. You can tell me, but it's humbly, you're going to win a lot of your home games. It favors you with that offense, the best crowd in the world. Ford Field's going to be rocking. You're going to win a lot of games. I only see 1 loss maybe at Ford Field, 1 all year. And guess what, guys? Week 2 is going to be a party. Week 2 is going to be you decided to go to Chicago. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be Dan Campbell going, welcome to the league, Rook. 56-10. Just every drive. They will be so focused. There will be nothing newsworthy coming out of that week. It'll be Ben's the best. You will hear literally, I will tell you the narrative. It'll be Doc stirring the pot going, Ben Johnson sucks. Caleb Williams sucks. And Ben and the Lions going, Jared just going, man, Ben was the best. Ben was the greatest. And Dan, Ben was the best. Ben was the greatest. I wish him luck. There will be no bulletin board material. It'll be like it was the Rams game. We're trying to make the narratives and they're trying to downplay it. And then they're going to go out there and whoop the ass of the Bears. Literally unload the chamber on the Bears. If you don't, I'm going to start questioning some competitive fire. You're going to unload the chamber on the fact that you stayed in our division 56-10. And when it's 4th down and 3 in the fourth quarter, the starters are going to stay in and get it to 60. You unload the chamber. That's the purpose of week 2. Unload the chamber in front of the fans, embarrass Ben Johnson, send him back with his legs between his tails, and let him coach a defunct NFC North team. That's the job. That's the mission. I will not be happy if it's 14-10 and Lions win. I don't care if they win. They have to unload the chamber and dominate, which they're going to do. And to your point, why do people get upset? What Nick Wright says about the decline and unders. Listen, the national media has things to say, and I get it. They take a worldview. You know, Albert Breer was in town. Nice guy. But he brought a worldview. But that's why you guys follow us. You know, it's like you know what they say. You know what the haters say. And then you follow the guys that are close to the team. Let the haters talk. It's great. Use it as motivation. I like to debate with those people that do those kind of things. But Nick Wright don't know the Lions from a hole in the wall. He knows how to go to Lions on SI, pick the headlines that he likes, skips the spicy ones, probably goes to the journalistic ones. Or maybe he goes to the spicy ones only and skips the ones that are factual and relevant. And here's what they do. Maybe here's a secret, okay, Steve? And I don't want to offend anybody. But here's probably what they do. And I'm being entertaining here, trying to be. Nick Wright probably calls up the Lions team reporter and Dan Miller and Lomas Brown and guys that are well-respected but love the team. And Nick Wright's like, in the chats, yo, Dan. Yo, Tim. What's up with the Lions? Oh, okay. And then he'll go to somebody like somebody else, online. He'll just start reading and scrolling, going, oh, there's a concern about the offensive line. There's a concern about this. And so then he'll just go, oh, that narrative probably is better, because he's not digging in every single day. But it's also a fair analysis to say, hey, changing coaches, different offensive line. But again, the head of the table is Dan Campbell. Not as long as Dan Campbell's the head of the table, the standard will be there. Simple as that. Because they discount Dan Campbell. They don't know him. So they get their information, but they don't get the deep dive. Because imagine if you got to cover 32 teams, you're going to spend 10 minutes on each team. Whereas I spend 10,000 hours on one team. And then 5 minutes laughing at the Bears. So that's why my final take is I'm awful at fantasy football. And that's why I finished last place last year in the family league. And all the family told me, you cover the NFL for a major outlet? And because, that just really means I'm good at covering the Lions. I had 4 Lions on my roster. And they got hurt. Or they had certain players that just didn't perform at certain times. I was kidding there with the Lions. I had the Lions actually in my best fantasy team that was one roster move away from winning. But I finished last place in the family league that I care about the most because I cover the Lions intently. So don't get mad. Enjoy it. Listen to it. I would say if you ask me, how should you react? React emotionally to what the beat writers locally are saying and just go, okay, and just kind of flimsy through what the national stuff is. I think it's the best way. Let me know. Yeah, and I think everybody knows Nick Wright is fun. He's a good poker analyst. I don't want to kid around, but those guys that aren't local that have to take a 360-degree view, they just don't know. They and maybe even a producer told them. Producer Ann told them probably, hey, this is what's going on with the Doc, or this is what's going on with the Lions. So they're not in-depthly looking at it. So that's why you stay local. Well, who cares what the national people are saying? It's good, but mostly it's going to be standard. Like they're not going to too much praise the Lions. That's fine. Better for the Lions. Better for the Lions to be the hunt Ed than the hunter. That's a fact. Let me know. Am I wrong about Christian Wilkins? Let me know. Am I, anything at all that you felt was relevant that I missed? Let me know and we'll include it. I'll give you my opinion on it. Hit the notification bell. Thank you guys for the highlighted chat. Thank you guys. You give me the energy, even when I'm dog tired, to light it up and share what I bring to the table, what I see. And now I got to work on seeing things better. As camp gets better, I'll get better. More insights, more analysis, more articles, more podcasts. And again, the number one thing that I think you humbly respect me for, it's all free. I don't need you guys to do me a 7-day trial. But hey, all I need likes, comments, help spread the word, let people know, fire it up. I look forward to it tomorrow. Let's get after it. I'm the Doc, John Macaroon. This has been the Detroit Lions Lone Wolves podcast.